18 February 2020, and today I just want to give you an update on the issue of the Land Cruiser that was allegedly bought for Nelson Chamisa by Tagwirei, who is popularly known as Queen B. So during this weekend, I had an interview with Phugeni, spokesman for Pollard and spokesman for Dr. Thokozani Kupe, and during that discussion which we had about Linda Masarira claiming that Dr. Thokozani Kupe was receiving money from ZANU-PF, Phugeni made a statement to the effect that Nelson Chamisa was actually the one who received a Land Cruiser from Tagwirei, and he said the media was not focusing on that. The media was ignoring that big story and focusing on the fake story about Dr. Thokozani Kupe receiving money from ZANU-PF where there was no evidence. So what Phugeni said was that if he was lying, Nelson Chamisa should sue him because he's got evidence that this happened, that this car was bought. And obviously we publish the story because I always publish everything that we receive. It doesn't matter who it is about. I always publish. So when I publish this story, I obviously got a lot of contacts. Many people want clarification. Is it true that Nelson Chamisa received the Land Cruiser from Tagwirei? This would be a very bad thing if it happened, because Tagwirei is being implicated in corrupting many people. You saw a lot of young ZANU-PF people last week, Louis Matutu, Godfrey Senengamu, they came out and named him as one of the most corrupt people. Tendai Biti has named him as one of the most corrupt people. So it would not be acceptable for Nelson Chamisa to receive a car from Tagwirei, because obviously, why would he be receiving that car? For what purpose would Nelson Chamisa be receiving a car from Tagwirei? So I've tried to talk to many leaders in the MDC, people around Nelson Chamisa, and I've tried to convince them that this is a very serious allegation. You must sue Phugeni. He said he must sue him. So you must sue him, because if he made that statement and he said he's got evidence, then there's no way we cannot publish it. As a newspaper, if someone says, I stand by my word, he comes out on film and says, I know you received the car, then you have to sue him. You cannot just say we can't sue him, because what it implies is that what he's saying is true, and you're afraid that if you go to court, you're going to be caught out. Evidence is going to come out in court that shows that you actually took that car. So that is my response to Nelson Chamisa and the people around him. You must sue Phugeni if he's lying about Nelson Chamisa receiving a car from Tagwirei. There is no way that you can just leave it, because this is a very serious allegation, and there's no way you can push this onto the media house to say, why did you publish that story? There is no way else I can confirm this except by taking his word. The person who said it was here, and he said you can sue him. I also had a conversation with Phugeni yesterday, and he said he knows, he's got evidence that that white Land Cruiser was bought and Chamisa has got it. So this is not a game anymore. If you are an MDC leader, consider this as a very serious issue. You must actually be encouraging Nelson Chamisa to sue. If there are lawyers in the MDC who are plenty, you must write a letter to Phugeni and tell him to withdraw if you want him to withdraw, or summon him to court so that he can answer to his own statements. And I think, let me just conclude by saying, if it is found later on. So this is what Phugeni said to me. One day, Tagwirei is going to come out and say, Nelson Chamisa, I gave you a Land Cruiser. or one person is going to come out and say, here's evidence that Tagwirei bought Nelson Chamisa a Landcruiser. And when it happens, it will be too late. If indeed Nelson Chamisa took that Landcruiser, that is what Phugeni said to me, he must apologize and give it back. These are the words of Phugeni. When I asked him again yesterday if what he was saying was true, he said this in his own words to me, and I can bring him back here to confirm this, to speak about it. I do not think this is something that we should sweep under the carpet to say that Nelson Chamisa received this car. If he did receive it, he must return it, he must apologize. There is no reason why you would name someone as corrupt, your vice president name someone as corrupt, and then you go and take a car from the same person. And also, there's no reason why, if you know that your hands are clean, you don't sue the person who's lying about you. Let's get this issue onto the table. Let's get clarity on this. What happened with this Landcruiser? So that's all I wanted to say today. We had briefly taken down the video of Phugeni making these claims while clarifying. But it is clear that no one on Nelson Chamisa's side wants to take this further, wants to sue Phugeni. So I'm just going to put back this video where Phugeni is making those claims, and then these guys will have to deal with it as politicians. Thank you very much for watching. And if you're watching this on WhatsApp, please send this to as many people as possible. If you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, please like, comment, and share.